Hello, welcome to another Weathers Away. Today, behind me is Chichester Harbour. We parked the car in Chidham, on the Chidham Peninsula, and we're going to be doing about a 6-mile walk today, just round most of that peninsula. Yeah, so it's beginning of August 2025, sunshine, bit of cloud and a bit of breeze, so just perfect. Really looking forward to this. Not been down this particular part for a while. Just be aware that on this walk the path is a bit tricky. In fact, it's impassable at high tide, so give yourself a window of about an hour each side of high tide and you should be fine. There's actually no alternative route than the actual footpath itself near the water. So like we say, let's get on with it. Let's go. So from the car park we'll be heading east towards the east side of Chidham Peninsula, then down south towards Cobnor Point, and then start heading up the west side of the peninsula. We'll leave the shoreline for a bit, heading inland, and rejoin it further up at Chidham Point. We will then head east again, taking us to just north of Chidham village itself, down to the pub, which hopefully will be open. We'll go visit the church and then head out to the eastern side of the peninsula again before heading south, then back to the car park. So off we go. We left the car park up some steps, and then we turned left, and then we just follow a nice straight path along the side of the field to the water's edge. We'll take it from there. If you did want a shorter walk rather than what we're going to do today, you could turn left when you reach the water, and that takes you into Chidham, and you can do a little circular route back to the car park. Today we're going to be taking a bit longer route, following the path up the west side of the peninsula. Do you like the t-shirt? Weathers Away. It was a gift at Christmas, so no doubt you'll be seeing this in future walks. I haven't got any merchandise shop at all. There's only 2 of these in existence. This one and a navy one. So look forward to wearing them in future walks. approaching Cobnor Point, and this is the Cobnor activity centre. Looks fairly busy at the moment, which is to be expected. It is school holidays. So it's mainly water sport type activities for schools and groups. Just be aware that the path doesn't carry along the shoreline here because of the activity centre, and it does sort of just cut round the back of it. But the path is quite well signed, so you should be okay. We're just getting to the south end of the peninsula now, so we'll soon be turning up the west side and heading on back up. So this is where we leave the footpath, and we've got to go along the beach for a while. This is what's tidal dependent. As you can see, we're okay today. Crunch, 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 crunch. So now we can see that the harbour is really opening up. In the distance there is the Isle of Wight. Over there is West Kitchener. And over there is Thorney Island. So So these peninsulas are roughly the same shape. Thorney Island is it's a bit bigger version of Chidham. It's owned by the MOD. There's a military base there, but you can actually walk round the path that goes round the perimeter. You're not actually on that shingle beach too long. It goes a bit more gravelly and sandy, which is much easier to walk on. You know what time it is, don't you? It's time to start looking for somewhere to calm down and have coffee. Somewhere with a view. Got to be here, hasn't it? Well, I found an old gnarled tree to sit under. I do believe actually that, I mean, I haven't done this walk for about four or 5 years perhaps, and I think this is exactly the spot where I stopped last time. Oh, nice view of the harbour. It's coffee time. This is the point where we leave the beach again. Follow this track. There's some steps going up, and as I say, we'll be heading a bit more away from the shoreline, and we'll be cutting east to get back into Chidham village. So we'll just follow this for a short while. I suppose this must get really muddy in the winter. Somebody has put all this wood down. Don't remember this before. So here's where we cut more inland. Say goodbye to Chichester Harbour for now, but we'll be picking up again on the eastern side of the peninsula. Oh, I do like paths like this. Get perhaps a better view of Thorney Island now. You can probably make out some of the hangars there. It was an airfield. You can just make out the tower of the medieval church, and then the sailing club just to the left of that. As I say, it's a nice walk. It's a bit similar to this actually, a bit longer. It's a bigger peninsula than this one, but worth it. And there's some fantastic sand dunes right on the southern tip. ready to turn off right now. Just be careful, because the finger post is the other side of this ditch here. And if you were just looking ahead, walking up here, you may actually miss it. So it would have been helpful if there was a finger post here, pointing down here. So there we go. We're now getting a bit rural, agricultural, and this path will take us to the road into Chidham, and then we can start thinking about the pub. Now we finished that track. It was about 3/4 of a mile or so, onto the road, and we turn right. If you're not particularly interested in going to the pub or the church, then there's a footpath just 50 metres down the road from where we came onto the road, and this footpath will take us to where we end up after the church. But because I want a pint and I want to pop into the church, I'm just going to carry on down the road here, where we can visit the pub, and then go on, perhaps sit in the churchyard for a few minutes. The first mention in records of Chidham, it was actually known as Cheddyham, the Ched meaning bay, and the Ham meaning homestead. It's not mentioned in the Domesday Book, but there is evidence that a settlement was here 4,000 years ago. It's known as being an agricultural area rather than fishing or any other nautical industry. That's because I've heard the soil around here is very fertile. Almost at the pub. It does worry me sometimes. These rural pubs, sometimes they close certain days of the week. But luckily, I think I see someone sitting outside. So the pub's an 18th century building with old beams and open fireplaces. It's called the Old House at Home, circa 1708. Oh, that's nice.
Sorry, thank you.
So that was nice. We're at the pub now, heading in the direction we were doing before we got to the pub, down the road. And the next stop is the St Mary's Church. So the church is just on my left, and we'll pop in there in a second. We'll probably get a mile left to do back to the car. However, there's a track just opposite the church, and that's a nice little walk back to the car park where we started, and it should only take about 10 minutes. It's not far at all. So if you get to this stage and you've had enough, then that's a pleasant walk back to the car. But being commandos, we're going to go the longer route round. So St Mary's is a 14th century church, although there is evidence that there was an earlier wooden church on the site. There was obviously something going on at the church. There's a lot of people inside, so I didn't want to go in with my camera, so that's a pity. So we left the church and we turned left, carried on down the road, and now we're going to make our way to the other side, the eastern side of the Chidham Peninsula, and then just make our way back to the little car park, so not far. Now if you recall, when we first came onto the road to head to the pub, I pointed out a track which you could take that would bring us out here, and this is actually where it comes out. So if you didn't want to visit the pub or the church, then you would come out here. Although looking at it though, it seems a bit overgrown. Anyway, onwards. Okay, when you get to this junction where Cot Lane, Steel Lane and Chidham Lane all meet, we want to go straight across. It does look as if you get into somebody's private drive, but this is the footpath. Finger post hidden away there. So after several minutes you'll come to the road. You want to go left here and then we'll be cutting off right in about 30 metres. Well, this is a private estate. The footpath does follow along here, and we'll get to the end and there'll be a short track taking us back to the eastern side of Chidham Peninsula. So the road through the estate will finish on a little roundabout, and that's where the footpath is. So we'll just take that back down to the shore. Bit cloudier since we were here earlier at the start of the walk, and we're looking across Bosom Channel to Bosom itself. There's a few walks we can do over there, and there's another very nice pub, so perhaps in the next few weeks I might get down there, or over there rather. But for now we're just going to turn southwards and head back along the eastern side of the peninsula, not too far, just to where we started the walk from earlier. Although it wasn't that long ago we sat at the church, and we are nearly finished the walk, but there is a pleasant sitting place here, looking out over the harbour. So that's it, that's us for today. We're back near where we started the walk. I've just got the short path back to the car park, and then we're done. I would recommend that you get out and do this walk. It's really enjoyable, and if you do it, please let me know how you get on in the comments below. Please like or subscribe to the channel. It just makes it easier to get these videos out to people when I make them. So it's been a good day. I'll see you soon on Weather's the Way, new t-shirt. So thanks and goodbye.